channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Teresa Love. I post book-related stuff, sick-related stuff, beauty-related stuff, pretty much anything I want to. I would love for you to join the family and subscribe. If you could like this video, I will hopefully be able to make more videos like this. So for today's video, I wanted to do what not to say to a chronically ill person. So I am chronically ill. I've been sick straight for 3 years. And then before that, since 2014, off and on. So I am used to being sick and dealing with the chronically ill side of everything. I have POTS, which is postural-orthostatic tachycardia, and cfsme. They come with a ton of symptoms and a lot of random symptoms, and so many of them are debilitating, and there's even a mental side to chronic fatigue syndrome. So for today's video, I wanted to do what not to say to a chronically ill person. I've wanted to film this video for a long time. I felt like I didn't have enough to tell you on what not to say. So I reached out to my friends on Bookstagram, which I have a bunch of friends who are also chronically ill, which has been a wonderful community. And I asked them, I said, hey, do you know, has anyone said anything to you that you specifically remember or that you've heard that other people have said? So I have a list of over 2 pages of stuff. I was overwhelmed and appalled by how many people have also dealt with people saying things that were either mean or it just came out wrong. I would like to say that if you have said this or if you know someone who said this, most likely they're saying it with the intention of, I care about you, I just want to help, and they mean it out of the kindness of the heart. Some of these are really mean and I don't think they meant it nicely, but I've had people who are just like, they don't know what to say and it's just the ignorance. So this video is to teach you and to teach anyone else who has a chronically ill person in their life and what not to say. I'm hoping I can make a video on what to say later. So the plan is to wear my glasses, which are blue light blocking glasses, when I am the person, and then take them off and react to what I would say or if I have something to say about it. Feel better soon. This is a tricky one. Feel better soon is something you normally say to someone who has a cold and it's gone. When you say feel better soon, it makes us feel like, okay, maybe I won't tell them when my migraine doesn't go away for days because I feel like I'm not gonna feel better. Why are you still sick? This has been said to me a ton of times, mostly because when someone is sick with pneumonia or even cancer and they do chemotherapy or anything that can be treated, then people just assume like months later, oh, they have to be better. Like, why are they still sick? Are they just being, lazy? You're too young to have that illness or be in a wheelchair or have a mobility aid. For a long time, I did not leave the house. I can only leave the house for really short times and I have to use a walker or a wheelchair on my worst days. And I just didn't want to go out. I didn't want people to stare, which they do. I didn't want people to say stuff, which they do, because I never knew how to handle it. Now I'm a lot more used to it because it's been 3 years. But I've had lots of older ladies say, why are you using that? Why do you have that? What do you need that for? And they just mean it out of this like, we're confused, we want to know. But I try to explain it to them and they don't understand because they've never heard of what I have, which is POTS. Oh, what happened? Did you hurt yourself? Also being out, people have told me this. If I haven't been at church for a while and then I'm in a wheelchair, everyone's like, oh no, did you break your ankle? Or did you, blah, blah, blah. And then again, I have to explain. I really just want these cards that say exactly what I have and answer all the questions because I'm really tired of explaining it. Although I am happy when I can explain it and then they learn something and hopefully next time they won't say that to someone. Can't you pray it away? Isn't your faith strong enough? Well, maybe if you were a stronger prayer warrior, you'd be better. I don't think you really want God to heal you. Are you sure you just don't believe enough? The Christian ones really, really get me. I've had people say, maybe your faith isn't strong enough, or maybe God is giving you this time to come back and focus on Him. I just have to say, before I got sick, I was volunteering at the church 4 times a week. I was loving it. I was helping with kids and children and youth, and I felt closer than ever to God, learning about having messages 4 times a week and really just diving into the Word all the time. And then I got sick, so I don't think that, I know that has nothing to do with why I'm sick, but why these people have to have this opinion and say, oh, well, your faith isn't strong enough. How does that help anyone? Also, I know someone who has chronic fatigue syndrome, and her parents are like the strongest prayer warriors she knows, and she still has it. So their thinking with that is not, I don't believe is correct. Maybe you're being punished. How can someone so young be so sick? Let's just think about this. Maybe you're being punished? Like someone, my great-great-granddaughter, my great-great-grandfather sinned and now I'm being punished? Like, what goes through these people's minds that they think they can say this to you? And it doesn't feel good when they say it to you. And yeah, I'm young. I'm 25. I'm tall with makeup on. I look real nice. And I'm still sick. Sickness is not your age. I was 15 when I had cancer. I know other people with leukemia. I think she was 14. I mean, you can be a baby and you can have it. Like, you can be sick whenever. I don't know why they always assume like when you're sick is when you're older, which is really frustrating for the disability community, because they think like if you're young and you're like wanting to do something like going to a party or whatever, it looks so different compared to like if you're older and someone has a walker or a wheelchair. Like, it's really frustrating. Oh, have you tried ABC, yoga, diet? Have you tried exercising all the time? I mean, I've heard that A, B, and C will just cure you. Yes, I have. I have tried yoga. I have tried exercises. I am on a very strict diet. I've literally tried everything. 3 years of this before that was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6 years. So 6 years of trying to figure out what this is. I've been to every doctor known to man, and I've tried everything, including CBD and acupuncture, and I tried so many things. Okay, so there's kind of a trick to this one. Yes, I've tried a lot of things, and I don't really want you telling me what to do. Yes, but sometimes if you can figure out what to listen to, like I've had friends who have named like 5 things, and maybe I haven't tried like the 3rd thing. And then actually I tried and maybe it like helps a little bit. So it's kind of confusing. Like my best friend's mom is who found out I had POTS. She's like, oh, I've heard of POTS, why don't you get tested for it? And like normally we'd be like, oh, that's annoying, but she was really helpful, and then I was able to know I have POTS. Although there's no cure and you can't do anything for it. But that's another story. So that's the tricky thing, is like sometimes when someone names something, you do want to try it, but it has to be your choice. If you pray hard enough, God will heal you. I have someone who has been at like a prayer group, and the person has prayed for them, and they pray for their ailments, and they like believe that they're going to be cured when they walk away. And when she walks away, she's not cured, and they think something's wrong with her, and that's happened like 6 times. If you pray hard enough, God will heal you. Well, first of all, your relationship with God is private. That's how I grew up. Secondly, for me, I pray all the time, but I'm not necessarily praying to be healed, because when I pray to be healed, I expect a faster response than how long it's been. So that's a little bit of a tricky subject for me. I would not want to live like that. Oh, I could not handle that. I would just die. A lot of times when you are chronically ill, mental health goes into your illness, because every single day we wake up and we're sick. There's nothing, we try to get out of bed and we feel sick. So one of the worst things you could say to us is, I wouldn't want to live like that. I want to die. How could you deal with this? And all it does is like, you think it makes us feel like, oh, you're so brave and strong that you're doing this. but really it just makes us feel like, yeah, it is really hard. I don't like it either, and it just messes with our mental health. So don't say that. Oh, I saw so-and-so on Instagram, and they were standing, and they looked so healthy and pretty. I know you mean it with the best intentions. Thank you for saying that I look pretty. But when you say you saw me standing, I stood for 5 seconds and then held on to my walker. Like, you don't see behind the camera. You don't see behind the YouTube video. You don't know between these videos I have to go lay down. And they just assume that you're better because you have a full face of makeup on, but you don't look sick. Thank you. I put a full face of makeup on and I smile and I try to get through the day. Like, but you don't look sick is not helpful. If anything, it's degrading, and it makes us feel like, oh, so should we go out with no makeup on and like our clothes all messed up so that we look sicker, and should we walk around like this because that's how we feel on the inside? Like, no, we have really high pain thresholds and high symptom thresholds. So even if we have like really bad stomach pain and really bad like CRPS pain, we're gonna still like smile and take a picture or try to read or whatever. Like, we're still gonna do things and try to do things. I'd rather be dead than be in a wheelchair. This one has not been said to me, which I thank God for, but it has been said to one of my closest friends. I just have to say, shut up. Do not say that. You think we want to get out of bed and have to use a walker to walk? You think we want to be in a wheelchair when we're out? Like, no, we don't. And for a long time, I didn't want to leave the house because of it, because of all the stuff people would say. I went to church in a wheelchair, and it was one of my scariest experiences because people were so surprised and freaked out, and I like had to explain my story like 18 times. And I just wanted to enjoy the moment. Do you know so-and-so? They're also in a wheelchair. I wish I had my own wheelchair. First of all, every person in a wheelchair doesn't know every person. Just like every blonde person doesn't know every blonde person. Like, some of these things people say. I really hope that you get a wheelchair and you don't feel scared and afraid if you are chronically ill or you need some type of mobility aid. There is a hashtag on Instagram called Babes with Mobility Aid, and I use it when I have my walker or my wheelchair. And I just want you to feel confident and proud and not ashamed like I felt for a while. Oh man, I wish I could lay around all day. I wish I didn't have to go to work. I wish I could go to work. I wish I could get up and do something. I wish I could work on something. I wish I could go to school. I wish I could go to church. That's all I'm saying about that. It's all in your head. Did you hear me? It's all in your head. Did you have another symptom? Oh, it's all in your head. Friends, family, doctors, they say it's all in your head. When I was first sick, my doctor said, you're just depressed, because I was having insomnia. And I'm like, I've been sick for 2 months, and I'm just waiting to get back to my life. I'm not depressed. I just don't want to be sick. Like, or I just like don't want to have these symptoms. And she just didn't get it because it's all in my head. And often, chronically ill people, sick people, a lot of times illnesses that people don't understand, we get told it's all in our head, and it messes with us mentally, and we're kind of like, wait a second, maybe it is in our head, and it's not. It's real. I can't sit up for even a short time without taking a medication to do it. I mean, come on. When they're getting out of a car and they say, why are you using that handicap sign? Just because today I could walk by myself or holding on to something light doesn't mean I don't need it. Before I had my walker and I wanted to go somewhere and I needed to sit down, my mom would run in and go get that little electric cart in Target, and then she'd bring it out, and then I'd sit in and I was able to go to Target. But like, don't judge people by what you see based on handicap. And I've also heard someone say that, why are you so young using that handicap placard? Using that handicap placard when elderly should have used it. Again, it doesn't matter what age we are. Oh, you seem so happy and not depressed. Thank you. That's the power of makeup. Do you think you've been misdiagnosed? Do you have an MD after your name? Are you a doctor? Are you my doctor? Or are you just telling me this because you think maybe my diagnosis is wrong? This is a big one. I sprained my ankle the other day and I thought of you because I was in so much pain, and I'm guessing it's kind of like your CRPS. No, not at all. I can't stress this enough. CRPS is complex regional pain syndrome. It's when all your different nerves in your body, your nerves in your body send pain to your head, but actually you're not really in pain. But it can be the worst pain you've ever experienced. Childbirth times, I think they said like 50 times 50 or times, I don't know, it's like times 50 or something. It's so bad and it's so painful. And when someone says that pain is not real because they never heard of it, or, oh, I can compare it, like, no. And plus your sprained ankle will heal and then you'll be better. Like, these ones are absolutely terrible. They've been said to other people. You obviously don't believe that God will heal you. You must have a demon inside you if you aren't getting healed every time someone prays for you. You're just a hindrance on society. You obviously don't want God to heal you because you're happy doing nothing all day. You obviously just want to scrounge on government benefits. No. I'm not happy doing nothing all day. I wish I could do more. Demon inside. Why do you say this? Why do you hurt our feelings? And why do you want to say these rude things? You don't look sick because you look normal. I mean, come on. Scrounge on government benefits? I would love to work. Have you tried dieting? Have you tried exercising? Maybe you're in pain because you're overweight. I think it's probably just stress. You're lucky to get to stay home all day. God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. These are also said to one of my friends. The stress one, yes, stress can add to our symptoms, but it's not why we're sick. I make the best about staying home all day, like when I'm in a group message on Bookstagram and I can reply like every 10 minutes is because I'm home all day. Like, I know that looks cool that I'm like just home, but honestly, I'm struggling with a ton of symptoms and I'm just trying to get through the day. And the reason I watch and read a lot is just to take my mind off of things and try to pass the time. So I think God doesn't give you anything you can't handle, but I think it just depends on the person's personality and relationship with God. Like, I believe that, but maybe someone else wouldn't. But when someone says it to someone who's not a believer, it makes them feel worse. When are you going to be better? You shouldn't and can't do that. Why are you in pain now? Maybe it's just the weight of your boobs. You're so weak. You're obviously depressed. If you lose weight, it'll get better to handle. It's all in your head. Just tell yourself you're fine. You shouldn't and can't do that. Don't tell me what I can't do. If I'm having a little bit better of a day and I want to go to try to do something, but I still like have an exit plan, because that's how I do things. Like, if I want to go to the bookstore, I make sure I have an exit plan that I can leave if I'm there for like 2 minutes and I get too sick. So yeah. And I know someone who has CRPS, and she said that she's ziplined and she hikes and she has done a ton of stuff, just has to like suffer later. With my condition, I can't do those things. But like, I do these dance videos on YouTube and then afterwards I have to rest. You're not the only one in pain, just deal with it. And why are you in pain now? You don't know my body. You don't know what my body's doing. How do you know that my body's not like attacking itself or giving me so much pain right now that I can't even sit here like my feet are doing? Ow. And just because someone's body is not the average shape, they have some extra weight, or it doesn't mean they're unhealthy. Like, someone can be super skinny and they can still be really unhealthy. So stop comparing stop comparing how we look as how we're gonna feel on the inside. Like, it's very, very annoying. I'm tired too. I really get exhausted. I think there's 3 that are really main, but you don't look sick, I'm tired too, and have you tried A, B, and C? So I'm tired too. First of all, tired is not what we feel. It's this to point of exhaustion where we can't even lift our arms or legs It's like as if you ran a marathon and then you ran 6 more marathons, and afterwards you were just like literally stuck on the couch. Like, that's how we feel. It's not, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap. And for me, I don't nap. I would love to nap because I'm freaking exhausted, even on days when I have insomnia, but I can't nap. The only time I nap is if I have like a headache and I need to turn everything off, then I'll be able to nap, and I can't normally. So it's not, you're just tired, and you're not just tired from your day. Get better soon. Isn't there medication you can take? I would love to sleep all day. What happened to you? But have you tried a full remedy that will cure you? So it totally depends what you have, but a lot of times with chronic fatigue and POTS, we can try a bunch of different medication, but all it does is band-aid the symptoms. Like if I'm, like I had vertigo medication, but then it stopped working. And I get migraine medication, but then it causes worse problems. And we also are allergic to a lot of the different medications because of our condition. Don't assume that this full remedy will cure me. Like, I will make another video on what to say, but I just wanted to finish with, you know, not necessarily asking how we're feeling all the time, but maybe ask what we're reading, or like treat us more like what's going on, but every once in a while ask like, how are you feeling? Instead of us feeling like every time we talk, we say, how are we feeling? Like, I try not to do that with my other sick friends because I don't want them to think I only care about their illness. Spend time with us, come to our house and watch a show, or go in the pool, which is what I like to do with my friends. Just think about if you've ever said any of these things, or if you know anyone who has said them, and just think twice. Think, does this help? How will the person feel? And what am I accomplishing after I say it? You can say you look pretty, but you don't have to say like you look healthy, or you don't have to say you don't look sick, or are you sure you're dealing with that? Like, you don't have to question them all the time. Honestly, if everyone just believed us, it would feel a lot better. Like on Instagram, sometimes I'm worried to take a picture standing up because people are going to be like, oh, she's better and she has makeup on and she looks so pretty. Like, it just assumes that I'm better when I'm not. Or if you know that we spend a lot of time watching shows, recommend a TV show to watch, or recommend a movie, or recommend a book if you know that they're a reader. That is my what not to say to a chronically ill person. I had 2 pages of notes, so this video is really long. But if you could send it to anyone who is also sick or knows someone who are chronically ill, I would love to just get this around for people to understand what not to say, and hopefully have a better approach when they're talking or hanging out with a chronically ill person. Definitely wanted to add more sick videos into my channel. That is a lot of what I deal with, and I feel like more people, we need more awareness for POTS especially, and chronic fatigue, which is not just being tired. And I want everyone to feel less alone. If you are chronically ill, I would love, love, love for you to comment down below, and feel free to hit me up on my Bookstagram, which is @TeresaLoves3. I would love to talk to you and hopefully make you feel less alone, because if we can all just band together and have a conversation and talk and have awareness with these illnesses, hopefully one day there will be a cure. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye! I need a name. And yeah. They're trying, chronic